welcome back to the channel. It has been a while, but today we are getting the truck ready for Diesel Truck Wars. It is this weekend, so it is crunch time. Everybody meet Cora. She is a Golden Shepherd, German Shepherd and Golden Retriever mix. A lot of you guys may know that I recently lost my dog Cole. He was 9 years old. He was perfectly healthy. He just ate something that he shouldn't have eaten, and surgery just wasn't able to save him. We got lucky and found this girl about a month later. She's a very sweet girl, but we miss you, Cole, and watch over her. But today we got a lot of goodies going on the LMM. It's getting bigger injectors. It's getting a bigger turbo. Sorry, girl, I'll put you down. Trans is getting all fully billet parts. Shout out to Garen. They sponsored the truck this season. So they hooked us up with all kinds of stuff. We'll break that down when we go pick the trans up from our good buddy Logan at Diesel Unlimited. And Fast Fuel System supplied us with a 290. They sponsored the truck this season as well. So have some awesome companies on board this season. And went bigger with everything, guys, because the built motor should be done any day now. So I want to get all that stuff out of the way first. That way, as soon as I get the motor, pull the old one out, slap the new one in, put all the good stuff on it, and we're ready to go and ready to make some serious power. So it's going to be a fun season. Hopefully the engine that's in it stays together until the built motor is done. But if it does not, I am not going to be mad because, like I said in a couple other videos, guys, it's outdone itself. It's been together for a long time, so I will not be mad if it does go. But let's just hope it stays together for Diesel Truck Wars this weekend. But let's get back into the garage. I'm going to show you guys what we got going on, and let's get this truck back and running. Let's get to it. 290 that Fast hooked us up with. That should feed and keep these S&S 300s nice and healthy. We do got an XDP sump that we're going to pair with the Fast. I never had a sump on the truck, the old 150. I've never had an issue with quarter tank issues or anything like that, but definitely gonna put a sump on with this 290. And the big shiny thing over here is a Work S480 9210. This thing should make some serious power. The last charger was a 75 by Work. Sold that, and then we went bigger, got the turbo housing polished. So this new setup should do pretty well. Now, I really didn't need 300s, especially with the stock engine for now, but it gives me room to grow. Guys, the truck is really just going to be a 670 truck when I occasionally turn it up. Some like no prep events and stuff like that. Maybe you'll see like 1400 horsepower, 15 maybe. I highly doubt that. 1400 is probably going to be the limit for me. I do not need anything else. I just want the truck to be somewhat reliable, and the engine and then the setup it's going to have, it should make it somewhat reliable and a fun truck. So I want it to be a nice street truck that I could turn it up and not have to worry about blowing the engine out of it, and enjoy it. So pleasure to have all these top-notch companies on board. Fast for sponsoring a truck this year. Garen, when we get to the trans, we'll talk about that. And S&S is a great company to deal with. I'll pair perfectly with the S&S 14 mil that's in there. And XDP for the sump. A lot of stuff. I deal with XDP a lot, and great customer service. So, and you guys already know how I feel about Work chargers. The 75 was probably the best charger around the truck. Street manners were incredible. It drove like a 67, and it had obviously the power a 75 should have. So 670 class with an 80, it should probably run that on fuel, so I may not even need nitrous. But we're going to pick the trans up. We're going to get the 300s in. The 200s are already out. They are sold. And lift pump on, get the old one off, then do the turbo, vice versa. I'm not sure, but first things first, we get the fuel drain. Much fuel left in the tanks from last season, so we drained it out and get the sump in. And then, I can't see it, the light over here, and get this old Fast out of here. This thing is from 7 years ago, and it's still kicking. It is completely dirty under here from dirt drags all last year. And we'll get this out, get the new one on. Got that off. We got the sump on. Now we just got to hook the new 290 up, run a new wire harness, and run a new line straight to the sump, and we should be good to go. Got the old one off here. Let's see. Looks a little rough. Date on this one is 5/26/2016. So yeah, about 7 years old. Got to put the fittings on this one. Got that on. And then we got the line ran, the feed coming up to the frame, and it goes straight to the sump. This thing was super easy to install, very clean. XDP again. Do the injectors, we'll put the trans in, and we should fire this thing up. Guys, I got the turbo one, I got the injectors in, I got the fast wiring all wired up. Just got to zip tie everything along the frame rail once I get the trans in. And speaking of the trans, we got it right here. Build picked up. This is a full competition build trans now. Over the years, I never had one. It was just a basic 750 build. Now it's like a 900 build, but now this is a full comp build. This thing will hold some power. Sponsored by Garen. They hooked us up with a pan, hooked me up with a bunch of billet parts inside. So shout out to them. It is a pleasure to have them on board on the team for this race season. Beyond thankful. It is amazing to have such a great group of companies behind this truck. Like I've always said, guys, quality parts goes a long way, and that's why this truck runs as great as it does. Everybody behind this truck, every company, every person is top notch. Logan at Diesel Limited is a great friend of mine. He went above and beyond to get this trans ready for me in time. I couldn't be any more happy with everything he's done for me over the years. Back in 2013, 2014 era, when I got my first LB7, I was just a young kid, my first diesel truck, and he tuned it, and we've been friends ever since. So huge shout out to him, Diesel Limited, Logan, and we're going to get this in. But I forgot another thing. I am replacing the trans cooler. That is some Rock Auto Special that's been on there for a while, but it is time to put on. This is a Mishimoto trans cooler, so got to keep this nice comp build nice and cool, so we're going to throw that in. The Mishimoto trans cooler, guys, actually sits a little higher than the factory one, so it's more airflow. Hopefully this helps with dirt drags, especially when we're hot lapping, and this keeps that fresh comp build nice and cool. And so we're going to throw that on, we'll get the trans in, and hopefully the tune revision is in for the injectors and stuff soon. If not, I can still start it up. But let's get that on, let's get the trans in, and let's get this thing running. Alright guys, so transmission is in. Just got to tighten the converter bolts, and we're ready to start this thing up. Battery is dead. Let's hook up a jump box to it. Come on, baby. Oh, yeah. Still gotta put the charge pipes on. But look at the first start mess. Soot everywhere. Yikes. Yeah, this stuff makes a mess. Before, when I had the actual tailpipe section, if I start up in the garage, the whole garage would be covered in soot. Now the whole truck's covered in it. Oh boy. Today is load up day to head to Diesel Truck Wars in Hertford, North Carolina. I'm heading to pick up my nitrous bottle now. It is miserable here in Maryland today, raining. It's supposed to rain all day, so we're gonna be loading up in the rain. Hoping the truck does well. I have no seat time in it, new setup. I'm going to be a little rusty, so luckily we get 2 qualifying rounds, see what the truck does. I'm going to try and see what it does on fuel. It should run 670s on fuel, I imagine. It only took a small jet to get to run 670s with the 75, so should be pretty close there. Probably start off on a smaller tune and work our way up. Only get 2 shots, so probably start off on tune 4 and then go to tune 5 and then pray for the best after that. But gonna get everything loaded up today, and we're gonna head south. Got about a 4-hour drive from here in Maryland. I'm gonna leave a little later tonight, and then first thing in the morning, head to the track, unload, and get ready. So see you guys there. The truck is in the garage, put the stock wheels on it. They're the 8x180, so they put some adapters on it. But we're gonna pull the engine out today. Haven't really decided on what I'm gonna do with the truck yet. Since the built motor's not done yet, I'm not sure if I'm gonna put another stock one in it or just wait till the built motor's done. Waiting to hear back from the machine shop about that. So once we hear back about that, then I'll decide what I'm gonna do. I don't want this thing sitting for months. Weeks I could deal with. It's a couple months. Another engine is going back in this thing, and we're going to send it for the beginning of the season at least. So we're going to get this out today. Let's get to it. Guys, the engine is out. You can see here, that is top dead center, and that rod is short, so it's got some bent rods in it, which I probably bent the rods at the end of last year because Truck Wars power was just really down, and it just didn't feel right. I could have swore I heard a noise. I mean, when you know your truck very well, you know when something isn't right. And I knew something wasn't right, and I was telling everybody, no, I don't think it's going to hold. And it didn't. It broke the crank. I could spin the balancer here with my hand, and you can see the piston going back and forth. That is crazy, but gotta go pick some stuff up for powder coat for the built motor, drop some other stuff off. I'm gonna get the rails and all that stuff done, and a couple little other things. And machine shop, as of yesterday, said they were line honing the block and it was going to assembly. So hopefully that's done soon. We get this thing in there and shoot for a 9-second pass. To my knowledge, if we do get a 9-second pass, it will be the first LMM in the 9s. There's been a couple. I think the record right now for quarter mile is 10.1. 1/8 mile, I think, is 6.1, which I do not think that this will go that fast. In the 1/8, it is too heavy. I do not plan on pushing this to like a 590 truck. 670 truck, occasional turn it up for no prep, dirt track, stuff like that. But hopefully the engine's done soon, and we get out there and start making some power. This thing has, I don't even know the mileage on this engine. It's been at least 3 trucks that I know, 2 of my own, and it's seen some serious power over the years. So I am not mad at all. This thing has been a trooper over the last few years, and pistons look pretty good. LB7 pistons are damn strong, so probably gonna maybe pull the pistons out, keep them on hand, but the rest of the block is probably trash or core. Get rid of that, and then like this thing just sits and waits on its new engine, new heart. So all right, guys, till next time, peace.